London. Taxi?
Well, here they are, America's #1 group. Al Jardine, Mike Love, Carl Dennis, and Brian Wilson. Better known as the Beach Boys.
Over a 20-year period from 1962, the Beach Boys had 23 top 10 hits on both sides of the Atlantic. With such classics as Help Me Rhonda, Sloop John B and Good Vibrations, they became the epitome of West Coast hip in the 60s. At that time, they were rivaled only by the Beatles. But their latter history was marred by tragedy. Brian Wilson, the eldest of the three Wilson brothers in the group, although the musical genius behind their success, became caught up in drugs and became a recluse. Then earlier this year, Dennis Wilson, again a victim of drugs and alcohol, drowned off the LA coast. But this week, in a West London studio, the band started their comeback. Under the eager eye of young Culture Club producer Steve Levine, Brian Wilson was back making the music that had shot him to such surprising stardom some 23 years ago.
I'm so lonely, really, really so lonely. I need someone to comfort me. Oh, I'm so broken hearted, really broken hearted. I need someone to comfort me. Oh, yeah.
When the Beach Boys first hit, I came right out of junior college, and they tell me surfing's on the radio. My first record, I go, what? I race home, and I turn my radio on, and I heard my song Surfing on the radio. You know. Can you imagine what a 19-year-old guy would think? I mean, you know, he comes home from college and his record's on the radio. I was thrilled to death. I couldn't help it, you know. It was very thrilling. And from there, we progressed into an actual career, you know, which I was very, very, very engrossed in for many years. Then I went in my bedroom and, see, the problem with me was that I was a druggie. I admit being a druggie. I'm not now, though. I took way too many drugs for my own good. And, of course, became very paranoid and very negative, and I retreated to my room quite a lot. And I gained a lot of weight. I don't want to mention how much I gained, but I gained an excessive amount of weight over the years, you know. Weight, all right, I'll tell you what I weighed, okay? I weighed 311. Now, I don't think anyone should laugh about that, or I don't think anyone should take that as a funny thing. It's just that I blew up to 311, and I couldn't see anybody. I was afraid to talk to people because I was too fat, you know. But everything's all right now, because I've lost about 120 pounds, you know.
You seem so much happier, so much more content. I mean, the articles that
Yeah.
I've read about you a few years ago spoke of you being morose, and I mean, as you just described. And you seem so much happier. What's led to this?
Yeah, I think
the new Brian Wilson.
I think I have to thank my doctor, Gene Landy, for restoring my body. I mean, and my mind to some degree. The emotional side of it has been hard. It's been difficult. We've been up against a lot of odds, and we've all had to bite the bullet now and then in order to keep things rolling and to keep things where they are, you know.
It's rumoured that Brian is being given the proceeds of one concert a month to help pay the costs of former record company man, now Dr. Eugene Landy.
I do not have an answer on what they're doing or not doing, and we don't want to discuss fees. I think that's always been an issue in the past, which has been completely and totally taken out of context to its value. I contribute. I'm a contributor. I in no way make final decisions. I happen to have a music background. I happen to be bright. I'm sensitive, and I'm not frightened to say what I think because of what other people will think about what I think.
Brian Wilson recorded most of the Beach Boys hits on simple 4-track machinery. Since he last worked in the studio, there's been a technological revolution which Steve Levine is the master of exploiting.
As I watched him work, the more I thought, well, you know, I don't have to worry about working that myself, you know. That's his job. That's what he does. That's part of his job. And he'll take care of that end of things. And then I began to worry about my end of things. And then it all came together. It made more sense, you know.
Do you think that the young audience here in Great Britain used to sort of your Culture Club sound. Do you think that they'll go for this new Beach Boys album?
Very much so, because I think the main thing that has made Culture Club successful is melody, and that's the most important thing on any record, is to get a very, very strong melody across. And so that's something we've always strived for within the band, and I think that's something that years ago Brian always strived for, to get the best possible melody on a record. So the only difference really between Culture Club and the Beach Boys is the difference in their ages and the difference in their background, but they really strive for the same ideals, absolute melody and the best possible record that one can make.
I think it symbolizes a relaunching, yeah, I do. I think so. You know, I'm not saying that we need a million seller. I never said we'd have a million seller with this. I just want to sell some records, you know, get on the charts.